Lisa. She- She's actually been using this product for many years and has had some phenomenal results, which she'll probably share with you. And I think the beauty of what we offer here when we do these very quick overview presentations is that we get the chance to just pique your interest, to let you know of a breakthrough technology that we would not have known about unless someone else had shared it with us. And we feel really fortunate to have built a community where we care about you as the person listening. And when you understand the validity of what we're sharing with you, then you get to understand how much we care about you. And I think that's the beauty of what happens. I've done a few of these calls already, and every single person walks away saying, wow, there was no hype here. You guys really care. And I think that's what we want most of all to get across. So the technology here, it will be unusual. You may have a lot of questions. So I'm going to encourage you to either jot down your questions and be prepared that to meet with the person who invited you here, to talk with them at a later date, because we won't be able to answer all the questions tonight. It's an overview. And then there are different presentations happening tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday morning with Dr. Silverman, where he too can answer many of your questions. So just keep in mind that this is an overview. I hope you like what you hear tonight. And thank you. Thank you so much for joining. And whoever it was that invited you, you trusted them enough to be here tonight. So Lisa is going to give you an overview for the next 20 minutes or so on what ASEA is and why is it so unique and what makes our technology truly a breakthrough. So Lisa, I'm going to let you take it away.
Thank you, Jeanette. And thank you for that lovely introduction. And again, I am grateful for everything that I have learned from you, and just this ASEA family that we've created. We really are family. So it's not just about the products, it's about this community. So I would like to thank everyone for being here. It really uplifts me, touches my heart that you are all here to learn about something that I truly believe is a gift for humanity. So this, as Jeanette said, this is a huge health and scientific breakthrough. So before I kind of get into the science of it, my apologies, that's my little one in the background, so you may hear her. But before I get into the science and talk about what this is, I think it's so important to understand why I share this and why we share this and why this has become one of my missions in life, and I will always share this. So with that, I'm going to share my screen. And just if everybody can tell me if you can see the screen, it should be loading right now. So a thumbs up would be great. Does everybody see? It should say, wonderful, ASEA Advancing Life. So we're going to be, can you see, Jeanette? Okay, perfect. So this is why I share. Some of you know a bit about my story, but you'll see a picture of me with my daughter. At the time, she was 9 months. And the picture on the left, it looks like I was the perfect picture of health, right? In this picture, I'm a new mama with my daughter. Well, this picture was taken just a few days after I was diagnosed with rogue cells in my left breast that had gone to my lymph nodes. It was a very scary time in my life. And the reason I share this is we don't always know what's happening in our body. A lot of people will tell me, well, thank goodness I'm healthy. Well, I thought I was healthy and I was not. And in the midst of going through all of the treatments that I had to go through, which were a lot, I was introduced by my yoga instructor, Darlene Attard, and her husband, Stephen Attard. I was introduced to ASEA. And basically, I am grateful every day that Darlene opened her mouth and shared with me, cared enough that she and Steve explained it to me. And what she said to me was, Lisa, I know what you're going through. I'm not sure if this can help you, but it can't hurt you. Are you open? Well, I was open. And I'm happy to say, even though I'm not sharing my testimonial here, I'm happy to say that I'm currently and forever will be rogue cell free. I'm excited about my future. But what began my conviction in ASEA and this mission was what happened with my father. So I'm going to talk about his story. So a lot of times you do things for people that you love, not necessarily for yourself. So when Darlene and Steve told me about these amazing molecules, I thought immediately of my father. See, my father, 3 years and 3 months before I talked to Darlene and Steve about these molecules, my father had a major neurological event, and it damaged 90% of his cerebellum. The cerebellum is the part of the brain that allows us to control our body movements in space, where we can have balance and coordination. So you can imagine what my father's life was like. He was living a very painful quality of life. There's a picture on the left is me and my mom with my dad after he was out of, the danger zone, and he's learning. In this right picture, he's learning how to just catch a ball again. So what daily life was like for my father, it was torture. 24/7, he had vertigo. So the most dizzy that you can ever imagine, the drunkest you'd ever been in your life. Imagine that. That was my dad. That was my dad's life, 24/7 for 3 years and 3 months. He had constant nausea, no sensation of hunger. In fact, it was torturous for him to eat. He couldn't move his head to the right or to the left unless he did it painstakingly slow. He forced himself to do just simple daily activities like going in a car to go to physical therapy was horrible. So the picture on the right shows my father. He took a selfie before I started him with what he called the stuff. So I started him on the liquid, and I told him, Dad, take a picture. We're going to see changes. Well, my dad, he was the biggest skeptic, but he did it because I only had to tell him, Dad, will you do this for me? The rogue cells are in my lymph nodes. And my father said, of course. So he began using the Redox, as I said, 3 years and 3 months after his neurological event. And 3 days and 12 hours later, my dad had what he calls an epiphany. My father opened his eyes, and in that moment, the world for him stopped spinning, and he got his life back, and I got my dad back. And my father can work, he can drive a car, he can spin my little girl up in the air, and he can dance with my mom. And we never, ever thought that was going to be possible. In fact, we were told by neurologists that it wasn't. So this changed my dad's life. It changed many, many people's lives. And this is why it is my mission. And this is why I've chosen to use my time here on earth to educate people about this. So this is how my conviction started. And know that this picture of my father with the light back in his eyes, the color in his eyes, holding my little girl, this is just a few days after he got his life back. And we are so grateful. So now I'll get into the science. So ASEA, it's not meant to treat, cure, or diagnose any medical conditions. It simply empowers the body to heal itself, which is the very definition of holistic. So what is ASEA Redox? Now we'll get into a little bit about the science, not scary though, promise. So it's easier to talk about what it isn't so that you can understand, because it's a paradigm shift. So ASEA is not a vitamin, mineral, antioxidant, exotic juice, CBD, or essential oil. In fact, ASEA goes completely beyond nutrition because it contains things that nothing else contains except you, your body. And A few things that we can absolutely say because of research that has been conducted is that there are 5 different reasons for people to try ASEA, but there's so many others. But one, you'll just notice that it improves your immune system health, and that's something that should really be on everyone's mind today. So what is it exactly? Well, what is in ASEA Redox, which is this bottle right here, are these molecules that are in you and I already, and they're called redox signaling molecules. These molecules are really, really special. So I'm not going to get into high school biology. I don't want to scare anyone, but for the simplest way I can explain it is picture that this little pink oval is your cell, one of the cells in your body. Okay, so it's made up of saline. And in the cell is something called the power plant. It's the mitochondria. And I'm not going to talk about it much, except to say that it produces energy. And when it produces energy, it spits out what are redox signaling molecules. Now, these molecules, we used to think that they weren't important, they were just byproducts, but these are really, really important molecules. The number one job that these molecules do is to create a signal so that our cells can talk to the immune system and each other about their state of health. So they can let the other cells, the body, and the immune system know if they're healthy or unhealthy. So this is really critical for the healing process. So think about it like this. This is a really simple way to explain it. If there was a fire where you are right now, you would make sure that you would get yourself out and of course, everybody you love. And the next thing you would do is you'd pick up one of these, right? A cell phone, because you know that the resources to put out the fire are at the fire department. So you need to call so that you can reach the fire department so they can get the resources to the burning building. Well, what happens if you don't have a good cell signal? What happens is that those resources, they stay at the fire department and it never gets to the house to put the fire out. So what the redox signaling molecules are within this bottle are, it's the signal, the cell signal for our cells to talk to each other. So if you don't have enough of these, you can have fires going on in your body and no way to put them out, or you have the resources to put them out, but the body has no idea. Okay, so these redox signaling molecules, they allow the body and the immune system to know where the fires are. It gives them the signal so that if the cells that are unhealthy, if they can be repaired, they will be repaired. And if they're beyond repair, the body will just expel them and get rid of them. And then healthy cells will replace it. So this is what redox signaling molecules do. Well, I told you that we already have them in our body. So if we have them in our body already, why do we need to put more of them back in our body? Well, we have a lot of them when we're very young. So think about a 5-year-old child. Okay, my daughter Leanna, she's 4. She has tons of these molecules. Her skin is glowing. She can scrape her knee and heal herself in a day. She has no discomfort. She runs around like a crazy kiddo all day long because she's got a lot of these molecules. But what happens as we age, after we hit puberty, our ability to produce these molecules, it decreases at 10% a decade. And this is the big puzzle piece when it comes to aging. This is why we start to get sags and bags and achy muscles and achy joints, and diseases start to settle in because we don't have enough of these molecules. So what if you could put these molecules back in your body? Well, we're telling you this is the first time in the history of mankind that you can, and you can put them back in by drinking the molecules or by putting them on topically, which is the topical version that we have is called Renew 28. So you can drink them, and that empowers the body to heal from the inside out. And you can use the gel to empower the body to heal from the outside in. And what's remarkable about Renew 28 is that you can put these molecules anywhere you need them. You have a discomfort in your back, you have a migraine headache, you have a burn, bug bites, lacerations, anywhere that needs healing, you can put this gel. But what's quite remarkable is that if you have an area of discomfort, you can actually put the molecules on in a way that we call 3 times in 5 minutes. So you would rate your discomfort before putting the gel on, and then apply the gel 3 times in 5 minutes. And then at the 10th minute, you can re-rate your discomfort. And 9 out of 10 people see a significant difference at the 10-minute mark. So it's really cool. And that is a good way to show you pretty quickly how this works. Something else I would like to share with you, we don't always know what's going on in our body. So I wanted to give you some pictures of how you can see how these molecules, how they affect the health in a visual way. I can't take a picture inside the body, but I can show you skin, which is, of course, the largest organ that we have. So this is a great picture of Dr. Marty Morin. He's one of the research veterinarians that I adore and that helps me to educate people about how to use this with animals. Well, what he did probably drove his wife crazy, but he took gel and he put it on one half of his face for 28 days and then neglected to put it on the other half of his face. And you can see the results here. I don't think I have to tell you which side Dr. Marty put the gel on. So basically what happened in Dr. Marty's case is that, and what will happen if you put these molecules back in your body is able to start acting younger again, looking younger again, becoming younger. This helps with our cell renewal, and it starts allowing the body to heal better and faster than ever was possible before. So here are a couple of other visual examples. This is a woman that had a quite a significant skin condition, and she used the gel, and you can see on the bottom is a picture from May, and then 2 months later, this is her, and her life changed because of this. And just think about it like we can't see what's happening in terms of health on the inside, but you will definitely feel it. But this is just, again, a good way to give you a visual. And here are a couple of pictures of Rosie. Now, Rosie, her son, loved her and said, Mom, you've got to try these molecules. So his mom didn't really think it was doing anything for her. But if you look at the picture, this is a picture of Rosie, age 84, right before she started using the molecules. This is her 7 weeks later. And then you can see Rosie at 86 and beyond. And on the bottom, that is her at age 91. So it's like reverse aging. And we love Rosie. One of the resources I just wanted to share, we're almost done, but one of the resources I wanted to share with everyone that you have access to is something called realredoxresults.com. And I'll put this info in the chat, but it is a wonderful website that you can go to that it's a testimonial site. But what you can do, it's password protected, and the password is Redox, all in lowercase. But this video, the Real Redox Results Overview, is fantastic. It's about 7 minutes, and you'll learn a little bit more about Redox, and you'll actually hear from 6 medical professionals about why this is something that everybody deserves to know about. So I love this. So if you come to this, realredoxresults.com, check out the intro video. It tells you how to use the site. And if you'd like, you can basically look up any symptoms, conditions that you would like to. You can't look up by diagnosis, but a couple of my favorite videos are, number one, this is a video about a young lady, Danielle Matthews, who had a traumatic brain injury after being hit by a drunk driver. Her life dramatically changed because of ASEA. And so that's an amazing video. Also check out testimonial number 90. That's Bob Hayek. He's actually one of the people that that's part of our ASEA family. I introduced him to this, and he has a significant autoimmune disorder, and his life has changed. Video 100 is also wonderful to take a look at. So there we go, real Redox results. And as we kind of come to the end of my slides, what I would just like everybody to think about is most people at this point, when they've learned about ASEA, they kind of fall into three categories. One will say, you know, this might not exactly be for me, but I know someone who this might make a difference. So if that's the case, please connect me or whomever introduced you and invited you to this. Please connect me to them, because we love to share this with people. Our second category is people say, hey, this is for me. I want to have increased energy. I want to feel better. I want to be younger, have good quality of life. And you might fall in that category. The third category is, this is absolutely incredible. And not only do I want to use this for myself, but I want to share this with those I love. So please think about where you fall and get back to the person that invited you to this presentation, because they will be your guides and they will help you as best as possible. And with that, I am going to stop the share, and we are a couple of minutes past the 20 minutes. But I would really just like to ask and open this up if anybody has questions, or if anyone would like to share anything. And again,
Lisa, I just want to say, I did put the site in the chat for everyone to, they can copy. And I did answer Mia's question on your behalf that while we make no medical claims, Mia, it has been shown that ASEA and Renew 28 can help reverse what's happening if someone has sugar issues or gout. So I hope that answered your question.
Hi, thank you, Jeanette. This is Mia. And Lisa, you did a great job with the presentation. I'm very new to ASEA. I'm actually a medical esthetician and own a wellness spa. And I can tell you, I've been in the business now 11 years and have been exposed to so many different skincare products. I have my choice of anything. And I am totally blown away by the results that I have seen with not only my skin, but my client's skin with the anti-aging. I have very severe hyperpigmentation, and in less than a month, I saw a dramatic change with my skin evening, being lightened to take away the hyperpigmentation, as well as my overall energy. And it's just really a miracle to have found this product. And I'm so happy to be introduced to it by Lisa, and I'm very excited to be able to share it with others. So thank you so much.
Lisa, this is Jackie. Do you recommend that an individual do a combination of the liquid and the gel, or should you just use one or the other?
Sure. I mean, I would say I can let, you know what, Jeanette, I would like if you can answer that about using the liquid and the gel.
Well, I think it depends. Well, first of all, thank you, Jackie, for asking. I think it depends upon the condition you're dealing with. For me, I had some achy joints, and there were some issues in the beginning. There was not the gel, and all we had was the liquid. So any way that you can get it into the system, it'll work. What is nice about the gel, as Lisa mentioned earlier, is that it's topical, so it goes right, it's targeted to that spot. So we're really, really fortunate now to have the gel. When my son, how I was introduced, he had shattered his ankle and he drank the liquid. The gel had just come out, so we didn't know a whole lot. But he was drinking 16 ounces a day, and what was supposed to take 6 months to heal his bones only took 2.5 months. But he had scar tissue, so he couldn't take a complete step. So a very dear friend, Dr. Silverman, suggested that we use the gel because we didn't know much. He said, why don't you just see what happens? And it released all that internal scar tissue. So I think, Jackie, it depends upon what it is you're dealing with. I have achy joints. I'm blessed. I don't have to follow my mother's path. So I use the gel every day, either on my elbows or my shoulder, my knees, but I drink it every day as well. Do you have a condition that you're thinking of when you ask this question?
No, actually, I'm very healthy. I'm lucky, but you know, when I looked at the pictures of the doctor who put it on his face, that was amazing how much dramatic the change in his skin, you know, that occurred. And but I am very blessed to have good health. I'm very athletic, and I don't suffer from any.
Let's keep it that way.
Yes, I know. Well, that's,
The
you know,
goal here. Let's
important
keep
to me
it
as
that way,
well.
right, Lisa?
That's why I'm wondering if you like just took the liquid as a preventative measure and to promote cell regeneration, I guess. Like that's what I understand.
Yeah, you can. And I know
Also, you
for
did
me,
like on your skin topically for, you know, age reduction. That's my question.
so like the last image that Lisa shared with Rosie, that did not come from liquid. She used our skincare line. And I can tell you, I have a driver's license that I took 5 years ago, and then I recently had to get an updated one. And even the woman at the driver's license desk, when she was taking the photo, said, "Oh my gosh." The people behind me said, "Don't you want to know what she's saying about your picture?" It was good. It was all good. I mean, it really took years off my life by staying on, or my face by staying on the skincare product. So it depends upon the results you're looking for. I will always use our skincare line because it does keep, oh yeah.
There are more
Hold up.
products other than the gel. There's a whole line of
There's a
skincare.
whole skincare line. Yep. That was, yes. And someone else can talk to you about it, but I love how synergistic it is because it has a really, really nice moisturizer that brings oxygen to your skin on a daily basis whenever you're using it, which is fabulous. And then you're not feeling like it's heavy or caked on. It's a very natural feeling. So it's a wonderful skincare line, and they're redoing it. I think they're adding something to the skincare line. Is that right, Lisa?
Yes, in
Yeah,
April.
I'm pretty
We're
excited. We
so
don't know what it is
excited.
yet. I know.
We don't know, and they're adding a couple of other things. And Mia has a question about if someone is suffering from gout. And basically, whenever we talk about anything that's happening, any condition that's happening in the body, it's happening at a cellular level. So it doesn't matter if it's a problem in the liver, a problem in the brain, a problem in the bone. They're all cells. And to keep them healthy and maintain the health, we need these strong signal, right, to keep them healthy. But Mia wants to know for this particular person, what is the liquid stronger than the gel? What would we recommend? And basically, Jeanette, I'm also going to go back to you. I tell people that it's best to have both, because I think my thought is really that the liquid, we don't always know what's a priority in the body. The body is so intelligent that the body will decide where the priority is in where there's a priority in the body to send those molecules. The gel, you can put the molecules where you are prioritizing. So if it's your lower back that's giving you discomfort, you don't have to wait for that to become a priority in the body. You can just take the molecules and stick them there. So my thought, Mia, is that it's best to have someone use both. They'll eventually, oh, go ahead, Jeanette.
No, but to your line of thought, and we don't want to answer too many of these detailed questions. Dr. Silverman does address a lot of these on Saturday morning at 9:30. He does a complete, whatever questions you have on the product call. But you can spray with someone with an open wound. I'm assuming the gout might be open. I would spray it first. You can put the ASEA liquid in a spray and keep misting it throughout the day, and that will help a lot. And then as that wound closes, you can put the gel on. So there's different ways that you can apply it. And in answer to your question, it's a little stronger, but it's really, it's about what works for that person. Maybe Dr. Silverman would say something different, but I'd be hesitant to put the gel in an open wound, but I would spray the ASEA for sure. The ASEA has been known to be an antiseptic and antibacterial technology. So I know that it's very safe.
Yeah, I have a question. Do you recommend that once opening the liquid that you keep it refrigerated? Does that matter?
I don't think so. I like it in the beginning refrigerated. Now I take it room temperature, but it doesn't matter. What do you think, Lisa?
Yeah, I don't refrigerate it because I have very sensitive gums. So you have to actually hold it in your mouth to swirl it. So for me, it's hard to hold it when it's cold. However, if people are not, my daughter, if people are not so happy with the taste, I tell them stick it in the fridge, and they can, and that seems to help a little bit. But you don't need to keep it, you don't need to keep it in the refrigerator.
Oh, okay, so the proper way to take it is to swish it in your mouth and then drink it.
Yes, correct. So you're going to take it as you take a shot. I don't know if anybody here has ever taken a shot, but you basically take the 2 ounces of the liquid, you take it as a shot, you hold it in your mouth and swirl it around 30 to 60 seconds, and then you swallow it. So that is the best way. And of course, if for anybody who wants the proper instructions, I will guide you. We have videos, we have so many resources that we can share with you, but we want to make sure that you're using it correctly, using it optimally.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And if there are no other questions, I just want to remind everybody that on Saturday, I actually put it in the chat. So on Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m., Dr. David Silverman, one of my favorite doctors, he does a Q&A session, and it's absolutely wonderful. So if this is something that you're thinking of doing, that's a great call to go on. A lot of people have the same questions, and it's wonderful. It's 30 minutes, just Q&A, Saturday at 9:30. And tonight, if anyone would like to learn more about this, at 9 o'clock at discoverasia.com, Alan Noble, who is one of ASEA's leaders right from the beginning, he does a presentation, and I know that there's going to be a testimonial from a couple regarding rogue cells. So that will be really interesting, and that's at discoverasia.com. So I thank everyone. Any last thoughts or anything else anybody wanted to share? Because I really want to be respectful of everyone's time.
I want to say thank you, Lisa. It was a wonderful presentation and very thorough, and it was great attendance. So thank you, everyone, for coming. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
Lisa. Thank you, Jeanette.
This has meant so much to me. I really appreciate everyone being here. And may these words have resonated with you. Get back, please, to the person that invited you and learn a little bit more about this, because it can change lives like it did for me and my family. So thank you again. Many blessings, everybody. My
Thank you,
daughter,
Lisa.
thank you all so
Bye.
much.
Great
Nice
job,
to meet
Lisa.
everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
Jeanette. Great to
Thank
meet
you.
everyone. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.